So hello, Irene here, and I just would like to tell you a little about a new education that is going to start in Stockholm, and it's open for English spoken people as well. And it is an education in pelvic floor awareness, treatment and practice. So I have been teaching the Taoist sexual practice since the 90s, and it has always been very important with the pelvic floor in that practice. So it has been with me since all the way since then. And since 7-8 years, I give pelvic floor treatments. And now the time has come to share some of that knowledge. So I will share my screen and tell you a little bit about this training. So, welcome to this introduction to pelvic floor awareness, treatment and practice. So this is a training where you will learn about the pelvic floor, how to treat it and how to do practice. And we will also go through some symptoms and causes, and of course the anatomy of the pelvic floor. In the Tao we say that the more you understand about your body, the better, and in a better way you can take care of it. So we will really go through all the layers of the pelvic floor and the muscles around the pelvis, and of course all the erotic body parts as well. And how to touch with presence and love. This is a very delicate area to work in, so it's really, really important that you work with yourself and find your way to really touch with presence and to treat the person with respect, because it's such a difficult area. So it's really about, for you as a therapist, to have a really natural and caring and soft approach. We have so many issues around the sexuality and the pelvic floor and the sexes and the genitals, as we all know. And as I mentioned, we will learn basic practice and exercises for the pelvic floor, how to open it up and how to do some movements to loosen up. Most people today, they really need to relax. That's what I see in my treatments. So it's really good to have some easy and effectful exercises to offer that works both on the muscles and on the fascia, and really helps to open up the area. And we will also talk about sexual care and health. And here it says the free introduction, but it's actually the 6th of November. I have a longer free introduction via Zoom that you can come to if you like. I will give the links below. And this training is for women. And it's a further education for you who want to learn more about the pelvic floor. So that you already work in some way with the bodywork or are a therapist, and maybe with the direction of sexology and things like that. And this training starts the 1st to 3rd of December here in Stockholm. And the full training will be 3 weekends, Friday to Sunday. And the first module that we are doing in December, you will learn basic grips, anatomy, how to be present in yourself, how to create a very caring and safe and trustful space so the nervous system really can relax. Posture is very important for the pelvic floors. We will talk about that a lot. Breathing, of course, basic for everything we do in life. And then we will start to explore exercises for the pelvic floor. And I just want to say also that this will be we will have a small and intimate group, because of course we need to use ourselves when we're learning all this, how to treat and how to work with the body and include the pelvic floor. So it's both learning how to work on the outside, like sacrum, the tailbone, sitting bone, around the legs, pubic bone, but you will also learn how to work internal, like through the vagina or the anus. So it's a very special group. And that's also why we are only women in this one, to create that safe space. The second weekend, which will happen next year, I haven't decided the dates yet, but then we will explore more grips, more techniques of touch, deepening the internal anatomy, and include sexual health, and also go through symptom and causes. So of course there are a lot of causes for pelvic pain or having problem in this area. It can be poor breathing, pregnancy, unbalanced hormones, satiety, trauma and sexual abuse, posture, as I mentioned, and sexual performance. Sometimes guys, they really hold back and get tight muscles because they don't want to come too early. And for women, it can be the opposite, that you're trying so hard to create tension in your muscles. And of course, the biggest is stress and anxiety. So, yeah, it's not that we are becoming therapists that can put out diagnosis on and say that we can cure diseases or anything like that, but it's good to know, and we will talk also about different symptoms that comes from the school medicine. And what you will learn is really to help people to relax in the pelvis and to create a clearer and stronger connection to this area. Many people have closed off so much, and many people that come to me, they really need to reconnect. And that is like, but it's so beautiful when you really bring back your attention, your breath and your consciousness is coming back into the body. And it's like only by that the whole area can become awake, and some problems disappear only through that. Many men that come to me have diagnosed with chronic pelvic pain. And the doctors know it's about tense muscle, but I don't have so many tools for those guys. So there we can have a lot, we can really help the guys, and they don't get so much help out there. So it's really a gift to be able to give this feedback that clear, so people can really start to know from the inside how it feels like when the muscles are relaxed, when the fascia is loosening up, and all that energy is coming back to you. It's very beautiful. And the third weekend, we will include the anus, also psoas. We will learn how to open up the stomach as well. Psoas can have a lot of stress, and some call it like it is the muscle that can hold a lot of trauma, because when we get scared, we are like coming together like this. So it gets very tense, and it's good to have some techniques to work on that. And we will include the legs and talk about how to treat men. And we will also touch ethics, trauma, and emotions, because in this area, it can easily stir up a lot of emotions. Basically, the approach is to not to go to make them bigger, but to hold that space for you, so you can feel what you feel and explore with a little bit like with a watcher awake inside of you. And it can come trauma. If you really, really want to work with trauma, I really recommend you to learn more specific methods also to handle trauma, even if we will talk about the basics. And if you want to have a certification, you have to complete all those 3 weekends. And then you need to do practice sessions on at least 10 sessions on different persons, and with at least 3 sessions at the same person, and then documentation of the session. But I think it's good to work more than one time on one person, so you really can follow up and see what difference you can make. And then you will need to give a practice session with the instructor, which is me, and that will include to get feedback as well. And then we will have Zoom meetings as needed for sharing our experiences and share what we do with different clients and so on. And then I have a list of recommended readings books that is good to know about and to learn from. So this course, Pelvic Floor Awareness Treatment and Practice, will start in December, 1st to 3rd of December in Stockholm. And it costs 4,900, but if you apply before the 1st of November, you get early bird price with 10% discount. All right. So this was just a little bit info for English spoken people. So please contact me if you find this interesting, and if you can, you're very welcome on the 6th of November to come to the free longer Zoom introduction. So I hope to see you and to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.